You're right there.
Welcome to the Y'all Need Music podcast. I'm Matt.
Matt's having a heart attack. And I'm Jesse in Studio South. Somebody better call the paramedics.
No, it was a laugh attack, not a heart attack. With your little sneaky fingers there right before the recording took place.
You thought you were recording with Riley Green?
Nope, I did not.
That's what you're laughing at. You're like, man, I got so big that Riley came on my podcast.
Yeah, we'll call you Smiley Cream. The Timu Riley Green.
At least the wish. Come on now.
Right.
TikTok shop.
You found it here first. You can order your very own knockoff Riley Green for 99 cents plus shipping.
You get hardly thrown in.
Right. So we are back again with another artist spotlight for you guys.
Yeah.
And this week's episode, we're talking about Willie Tate. Yeah, buddy.
We know a Willie, don't we?
We do. We know Willie. The Adventures of Willie.
The Adventures of Willie. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, you might do a Facebook deep dive search.
May find something. Who knows?
What we really want you to do is do a deep dive search on Willie Tate, not the Adventures of Willie. Two separate accounts here.
Right. Yeah. So we dug into Willie Tate for you guys, though.
Yeah.
And we do this and we hand you guys artists on a silver platter. We're listening to a lot of music, a lot of artists, and more, we're getting people pitching, artists to us to check out. And, we're standing firm on, the principle of, if we don't legitimately like an artist musically, like, I don't know, there's people that have been pitched to us. They might be great people, right? Like, I'm not saying anything about them as a person. I'm just saying musically, if we're not like digging their style, their music, their sound, their songwriting abilities or whatever, we're just not going to do it. Like, I'm not going to do it for the sake of having an episode and tell you guys, oh, go listen to Jesse Carlson. He's got the voice of a dumpster fire.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Right.
Yeah, we're we did just hit 100,000 followers on Facebook not too long ago. But we are no way and by no means are we big machine to where we're gonna pump some artists down your throat and tell you to go listen to them just because they might be the it thing or somebody is pushing them to us. We actually do the research. If it ain't playing on our speakers more than just one listen, then we're probably not going to talk about them on here. So
right. Yeah, everybody that we do a podcast on, we follow them on Spotify, we follow them on the socials, and we're not going to just go follow somebody for the sake of following them. It's not going to happen. So Willie
bump
Tate,
in our car, we bump them at the gym, we on the way to work, at the bonfire, we're listening to these people, and we're trying to, we don't just do this with our friends where we're like, hey, you got to go check this person out or this person out. Like,
although we do that too.
Oh, our group chat that we do with our group of friends that we all went to Faster Horses with and met. We have a group, or we have a Nashville group of where we went to CMA Fest. We share a lot of videos and a lot of artists in there, to the point now where I'm sure Megan's the same way, but I know Tasha's like, I don't even watch the videos in there because you guys send so many videos.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's some silly stuff, or Damn It Dan's sending some silly stuff, but a lot of times Matt and I are the ones sending like, hey, check this person out. Hey, this is a good person. Hey, check this girl out, so.
Yeah. No, true story. Willie Tate, it was funny because you sent me a Willie Tate reel, and It was literally the same week I had followed him on the socials. I came across him, I don't remember if it was TikTok or Facebook or Instagram. I do remember the video
You
you sent me was Facebook, and
Yep.
I was like,
You probably watched him on TikTok and you're like, "I follow him on TikTok."
yeah, and I was like, I already follow that dude. And I'm like, yeah, that's good stuff right there.
Yeah, Matt's the TikTok guy. I'm more of the Facebook, Instagram reels. That's so it's we cover a lot of ground that way. He watches a ton of TikToks and finds them people, and I watch a lot of Instagrams and Facebook. So
Yeah, well, the problem is on Facebook, because things have kind of blown up so much. Like, I'm not even my kids will be like, "Hey, how come you didn't respond to my message?" I'm like, "What message?" And they're like, "I messaged you on Facebook." And I'm like, "Oh, hang on, let me look. Oh, I'm logged into Y'all Need Music on there and never got the notification. Hang on, let me log out of that and log into my personal one." But it's literally so much work to respond to these comments, like these comments, and stay engaged with the people that are on Facebook that's really blown up for us. And I want to make sure those people know that we're seeing them, we're listening to them, we're reading their comments, and all of that. So I've not been really big in the social media stuff on my own at all lately, because I spend so much time on the Y'all Need Music side of it. Yeah. So enough of all that. Let's talk about Willie Tate, because this
let's
dude,
talk about why we're here.
yeah, like us in these damn rabbit holes all the time.
Yeah,
But
Georgia
this
boy.
Georgia boy, but it's weird, right? Like, he's not like, there's a ton of Georgia boys. Luke Bryan's a Georgia boy. Cole Swindell's a Georgia boy. Adcock's a Georgia boy. A lot of those people are from Georgia. Um, Willie Tate has some of that Georgia feel, but he also has that Appalachian feel.
Appalachia. Yeah, he's
Not
from
the
the
same,
hollers.
not the same as like the Virginia Appalachia kind of music, which is, different too, right? But
Right.
they're definitely, you hear those sounds in what he does. And I know for me, Dark Side of the Bed, which isn't one of his biggest songs by any means,
Hmm.
but like, you listen to the start of that song and it's like, all right, we're front porch picking. That's what we're doing right now, right? And then this drum kind of comes in heavy, just boom, 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 and then the vocals kick in, and it's a really unique sound that I wouldn't call Appalachian, but I wouldn't call traditional like Georgia country either, right? It's this really nice blend of the two that is clearly unique to him, right? There's not someone else that's doing that sound.
Head, right? All that stuff right there. Truly unique sound that he has, and a couple of his songs, there's some uniqueness in each of his songs as well. I know Ghost, which is probably my favorite song, and that might be one of his most streamed songs. Like, that hits and it instantly like transports you. Like, I don't know why, but it takes me back to like Back to the Future, Marty McFly. Like, I don't know why it does. It's not like that type of music, like Johnny B. Good music, but it just kind of like transports me. Every time I hear it, I kind of go there. But it's a truly unique sound that's different. Like no other song kind of does that besides that Johnny B. Good, Michael J. Fox, like back
Yeah,
in the
well,
day.
yeah, the start of Ghost Town, when that starts playing, it has kind of like an eerie sound to it too. Like, right from the get-go, the opening notes, you're just like, all right, even if you didn't know the name of the song and somebody played that for you, you kind of instantly get that feel like, okay, this is something kind of creepy, or I don't know, but like the music fits it really, really well.
Voice fits it really, really well as well when it
Yeah.
when he comes in on that. So yeah, true unique sound and voice by this guy. So you guys definitely need to be checking him out for
Well,
sure.
and he's got kind of an interesting kind of come up story, right?
He does. He does.
In that, like, his brother is in Lanco, which many of you probably heard of Lanco,
Drummer for Lanco.
and you know, at some point, kind of early on, like a couple weeks after him moving to Nashville to write and whatnot, uh, you know, they asked him, "Hey, you want to be our tour manager?"
Mhm.
And you know, from what I gathered, he was basically just like, "Yeah, fuck it, why
I
not?"
need a job. I need a job.
Right. And so he
Rent's
did.
high in Nashville.
Right.
Shit costs a lot of money.
Yeah, so he did that, but didn't do it for very long. And they were
Right.
like, "Is this really what you want to be doing?" And he's like, "No, honestly, no, it's
Right.
not." And so they're like, "All right, that's cool, fine, whatever." And then next thing you know, he's got a gig as Jimmy Allen's bass
Bass
player
guitar. Right.
to touring with Jimmy Allen, and he did that for 8 years.
Yeah.
And then decided to go out on his own.
Yeah. It about 2023 is when he kind of got his on his own solo career started at that point.
Yep.
He actually what didn't he open for Landco on their tour?
Yeah, he started opening for him then. He's still doing it. Like, I know he was just with them. I want to say it was in Iowa like a month or two ago when their tour bus caught on fire. You know, he was on tour with them at that show when that tour bus, none of them were on it, but nonetheless, you know, caught on fire, scary kind of stuff, right?
He was on tour. He was one of the opening acts and the special guests, one of our ladies we've talked about on here, and actually done another new artist spotlight, right?
Yeah, Megan Patrick, absolutely love her. Just seen her husband in concert here not that long ago.
Yeah, last
Uh
week.
and she just put out a video. I don't know if you even seen that. I hadn't talked to you about it today at all. She's ending her tour early. You know,
Pregnant?
they're yep, she's pregnant,
Yep.
and she's gonna finish out her tour through the June dates, and then she's calling it quits the rest of the year.
Oh,
And it was really weird to me. Watch, she put a video out, and you know, she was kind of like apologizing for it, and like, I hope you guys understand. And I'm thinking, you know, that's the problem with people, that she even needs to feel like she should apologize. Like, you're pregnant, you're expecting a child, nobody is expecting you to continue this tour. Like, you take care of you, you take care of that baby, and the people that love you and you know, enjoy the music you've been putting out for a number of years, they're going to be there when you start touring again after the baby's born and you kind of get your self situated and everything. Like, and if they don't, screw them, they weren't worth having as fans anyway.
I mean, if they're a true fan, they're super excited for you and all that. So, and she's doing it through June. So, anybody that's bought a ticket that was going to see her in July, August, September, that's refunded by now. Like it's back. So, yeah, you don't got to apologize for that.
Yeah, and she's going to finish the tour out, she said, when she after the baby's born anyway. So it's like,
Yeah,
get over yourself, you know,
right.
if you've got an issue with it. But any rate, yeah, so she's toured with Lanco and Willie Tate on a number of shows. And kind of back to that Georgia connection, I thought it was really cool. And obviously there's a little bit more of a connection with his brother, but like, it kind of reminded me a little bit of the story back in the day of Cole Swindell touring with Luke Bryan, selling merch at his merch table, and then like turning into his own artist and becoming what he's become in his own way. Kind of like, I'm coming up from like the bottom and gonna do my own thing. And I love that about people that are wanting to pursue their dreams, and they do it kind of in any way that they can initially until they can start making that dream become a reality themselves.
He kind of did it. I mean, in a way. So you're a tour manager for them. and you're kind of seeing the ins and outs of Nashville via being a tour manager.
Right.
And then you jump on board with Jimmy Allen and you're the bass guitar for 8 years. So now you know how the road works, you know how shows work, you know how this works, so he kind of got like kind of like a education, kind of like probably Chase
Yeah.
Rice did, and kind of seeing the ins and outs of it before you're actually thrown into it to where now he's going to need a tour manager. He's going to need, people
Right.
working his merch booth and a bass guitarist, so he knows what to look for now with that.
Right.
So
Yeah. No, I agree wholeheartedly that I think that does give you a different feel for it, and you can kind of see what other people do that works and doesn't work. So when you do start touring on your own, it's like, all right, I've seen, Lanco do this and it didn't work. And I've seen him do this and it did work. And I've seen Jimmy Allen do this and it didn't work. And I've seen Jimmy Allen do this and it did work. And
seen
uh
Jimmy Alley do this and yeah, that didn't work.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some things, don't go the way that maybe you think they're going to in that moment. But he's back and
Talking
touring
trash,
again.
not talking trash, just saying saw what you did and not to do, and so yep, hopefully lesson learned.
Right. Yeah, and he's back touring again now, which
Yeah,
um
not
is
nearly the capacity as was, but
right. But I mean, listen, if it's what you love doing and you can grind it out and
get back in the
push,
game.
you're going to get back to where you were, right? I feel like that's the case for anybody. Um you
Irvin
know,
Wallen did it
yeah,
twice.
right. And
Johnny Cash did it.
yeah,
Waylon, everybody's done it. Well, I guess theirs was more in jail and rehab, but
right. But yeah, no, so uh back to again, we're rabbit holing again. uh Willie Tate has definitely, you know, cut his teeth on the road with a number of people leading up to the point where he's at now, and put out some incredible music in 2025 and is already putting several new songs out in 2026. We were kind of talking about that before we got going, in that so many of these artists nowadays in the digital age seem to be I don't know if it's necessarily what people want to be doing or if it's just kind of a product of the world we live in,
the do.
of putting new music out, not waiting around to put out an album. Just, I'm gonna drop a new song here, I'm gonna drop a new song there, I'm gonna drop another one here, and then maybe I've got 5 or 6 of them and I'm gonna call it an EP, or I'm gonna get to 12 of them and I'm gonna call it a album. you know
Almost knocked it over.
right, I was gonna say, what are you trying to smack it on the floor?
And that's what he just did in just a month or so ago. He just dropped his new EP, which I think it had I was trying to count it there. Yeah, 6 songs on that. So,
Yeah.
which that's a really cool EP too. It's not like if you go to like Spotify, it's none of the songs are like his most streamed songs, but make sure you guys are kind of deep diving into a little bit more of their music too when you do that. Don't just listen to what the mainstream is, because I do that quite often. And I've listened to Willie Tate, through and through. You just hit play on the Spotify and it goes through, and it usually goes through like their top 10 songs. Sometimes it will play another one, but sometimes it will jump to like an artist that's similar.
Yeah.
Yep. And so a lot of times I find myself after that, if I hear somebody different, then I go back and then start listening to their albums. And I did that with his EP there. And I was like, whoa, how aren't these like the most popular? Obviously, it's because he just dropped it, a month ago.
Right.
Actually, less than a month ago. I think it was like on the 24th of April. So make sure you guys are definitely going on and checking out that new EP, because that's some good sounding shit right there.
Yeah. Well, and even the older stuff too, that isn't new.
Right.
But I'll tell you what, that King of Killing Time,
Yeah.
Like, I've been listening to that already. We haven't had the warmest weather, this spring yet, but like I hear that song and I'm like,
Makes you want to
man,
go outside.
this is about to be my summertime anthem. Like, I want to go fishing, I want to sit out by the bonfire. Like, this song is gonna, I think, gonna blow up, this summer for sure. It just has all of those hallmarks of just a great summertime anthem. And I'm like, when I find myself on some of these overcast days we've had here recently are like in the 50s, and it's like, God dang, this is way too cold for May. What's going on? And then I'll just go put that on, and I'm like, yep, it's warmer out now. It's really not, but it just puts me in that kind of mood.
Go
Which
start
makes
the bonfire. Then
right.
it's warmer. There
Yep.
you go.
So that's a great tune. If you've got, like, I've got some friends that have like their boating playlists or their bonfire
Yeah.
playlists. Like, this is one of those songs that goes on any of those playlists.
Yeah.
It's just so diverse in that way that like you're just gonna want to jam along to it.
Right. Summertime anthem. You're calling it right now. 2026 summertime anthem.
I am. Willie, if you see this and that blows up into the 2026 summertime anthem, like it certainly should, uh, you can thank me. That was basically because of me.
Yeah. And by
No, nothing,
thanking
nothing to do with your incredible talent and that great song. It
right.
was purely because I said so. I willed it
Right.
into existence.
And you need to thank us by taking us fishing
Right.
and drinking beers while listening to that song.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
sounds like a plan.
I like it.
Yeah. I'm down with that. And I think if I remember correctly too, one of the reels that he put out, it's been I don't know, maybe 6 months ago now or something like that. Maybe I can go back and find it and share it to our page around the time this one comes out. But he had said something about like, I don't know if he said it or maybe if it was the text on the screen, something about being there like from day one with them, and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you can tell that he digs his audience and his fans and appreciates the people that are there like early on. Which is great for people like Jesse and I, because we love to be early on with people. We love to find them, be able to share them with other people and say, hey, this is somebody you need to be checking out. And we don't do, like, contrary to some people on Facebook. I don't know if you've seen any of those comments, Jesse, or not, but there's some people that think that we're like balling. Yeah. Like some dude commented and was like, I see how many followers you got, and he was like mistaking the subscribers for the followers. Now, mind you, if you subscribe, it's a whopping 99 cents a month. And then Facebook takes their cut and we get 69 cents a month. And I think this guy thought that we had like almost 100,000 subscribers at 99 cents a month, and like we were making 100K a month. And it's like, we've been doing this for 3 years, and grand total, I think we've made like $270 off of everything. And we've probably spent about $2,000 a year on average. So no, we're not making any money. We're not breaking even. We're certainly not ballers or getting rich. We do this because we love music and we want to share good music with other people. That's why we do it. Now,
Absolutely.
if
Absolutely.
if one day somebody wanted to pay us $100,000 a month, I wouldn't turn that down. If Barstool came knocking and said, "Hey, we want you guys to do a podcast on Barstool, and we're going to pay you, hell, you give me 100,000 a year, done. Where do I sign? Where, do you need us to move? Where do you need us to move to? Do we need to wear a different outfit? Sure. What do we need to wear? But
Sleeves and a forward facing hat.
right.
Son of a bitch.
We're not balling now. We're not going to be balling anytime soon. We just love music. We love finding artists, sharing them with you guys. And when we get to meet artists, we love that too. And we love when they've seen our stuff, when we've highlighted them. And Megan Patrick's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
That when we met at CMA Fest, and she was like, at first she didn't know who I was, but she's like, "You look familiar." I said, "Yeah, maybe we did a podcast," and she's like, "Oh my god, yes, y'all need music." Soon as I said we had a podcast, she knew the name, and she was like, "You have no idea how much that meant to me. I was having like the worst week ever, and that turned everything around for me." And it was like that, along with introducing people to new music, really are the highlights of all of this. Like there's not a check that could make you feel that way. Well, maybe. I mean, if there was a lot of zeros.
If we had a lot of zeros and checks, then we can make a lot more people feel that way because we could do this full time and do a new artist spotlight like every day of the week and interview half of those new artist spotlights the other week.
Yeah,
So
give away a bunk on our motor coach for a week to a fan to come along and go to shows with us. And
yeah, I'm talking. Now you're
yeah,
talking.
hey, you know what? You guys share this with your friends. Blow us up so that we can take you guys on tour with us going to shows. It's
Our
a win-win.
promise. That is our promise that if we get to the point to where we got our motor coach and we're traveling the country going to all these different festivals and shows to interview all these artists, that we
We will
will,
pick you up on our way through and take you
yep,
on the road with us.
we'll do, giveaway style and something like that. Like one lucky fan gets to tour with us for a week, and then maybe whatever city we're in, when we drop them off, we pick up another one.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm down with that.
that'd be fun. Just
Yeah.
taking people to new music.
Yeah. And that's exactly what this is all about, like Matt said. We've been to every stadium show under the moon, all these music festivals, which are great. And, I still listen to the highway all the time. I listen to, you know, not as much country radio, because there's so much good music that isn't played on the radio. And that's what Matt and I really love. Like, we've had some artists that we've been watching for a long time that have got to the point now where they've grown, they're big, they're huge. Awesome for them, like so cool to watch them in their stages, but that's what we're doing now. We'd like to watch these new people coming out and watch them grow and blow up, that we know that they can. So
And then we get to
that's
say, we told you about them back then. You should have listened.
told you so. You should have listened.
That's actually great. And there is something to be said. A lot of these bigger festivals are going bye-bye.
Yeah.
We don't trash artists. We don't dog on anybody. We have a few exceptions. And same with like industry stuff. We don't dog on venues or anything like that. What I will dog on 100% of the time, and I don't care if they try and shut us down, I'm fine with standing on that mountain, is Ticketmaster and Live Nation are ruining music for everybody. And they're the reason why so many of these big festivals are going away, that big tours are canceling. I'll put money. It's low ticket sales, and it's because they want to charge you so much to go and enjoy the music. And I'm not saying these artists aren't worth the money. If these artists were getting the money, it'd be a different story. Live Nation is lining their pockets. Ticketmaster is lining their pockets off of the backs of working people that just want to go and see these artists perform and have that connection with them. So there are still venues out there. You guys should be going to your small venues, your local venues, your mom and pop places that aren't run by Live Nation, Ticketmaster. You should be going to these festivals. I've been pumped. Like I'm trying to clear everything out of the way to make it be a thing. There's a festival in Whitleyville, Tennessee called North Springs Music Festival that I'm doing everything I can to go to that. We're going to try and make that one. It's got all of these artists that we love, several of them that we've done artist spotlights on. They're not charging you $600 for camping on a 20 by 20 piece of freaking ground. I think on their low end, what was it, Jesse? Like $35 for camping on the low end there?
like that.
Yeah.
I
Like,
think a full camper site was only like $100 or something like that. But yeah, you could tent camp for 35 or 40,
yeah.
car camp for around the same. Like,
So
wasn't bad.
there's,
And it's BY, every ticket that you buy for a festival, whether it's a 1 day, 2 day, or a 3 day festival, includes a BYOB cooler ticket with it,
yeah.
meaning that you can bring your own cooler with as many adult beverages as you like.
Yeah. No $17 beers, you know, like,
17, where you been going?
right.
That's
So
the
that's the big thing, you guys, is like there's still a lot of great festivals, there's a lot of great venues, and a lot of great artists that you can go and support. Even, listen, I know times are tight right now, right? Gas prices are ridiculous. I'm thinking about selling one of my kids to be able to fill up my truck the next time. But yeah, they're not
sounds
going
about
for
right.
much these days. Gas is going for more than kids are, I think. I don't know. Although my kids are all adults now, except for Ryla, so I don't know that I can sell them. But like, how about I'll make my 20 some odd year old kid come work at your gas station for you, and you let me fill up for nothing.
Hey, there you
Uh,
go.
no, but in all seriousness, like, I get it, right? But you guys still can go out and support these artists. There's tons of venues where you can get $20 tickets, $25 tickets, and go see two or three great artists opening up. You know, there's
Yeah.
still artists selling merch for affordable rates. I mean, I went to a show this year and got a t-shirt for $20, which is almost
Yeah.
unheard of, but they're doing it. You just got to find the right artists, and the people that are doing this, grinding it out because they love it and they want you to be a part of it, are engaging their fans in different ways right now than I've ever seen. I was just on a side note, an artist, and I don't want to plug him on a different artist spotlight, but he's recording an album right now, and you can like crowdfund his album, and you know, if you put in a certain amount, then it's like you get executive producer privileges on the album, and then there was like an even higher amount where it was like, listen, you can come sit in the studio with us while we record this and have the executive producer privileges. And I'm like, that's so badass. Like, I wish I had that money because I would jump on that. I'd be like, sign me up. I want to come sit in the studio while you guys are laying these tracks down.
Now, that's
Right.
awesome. I'm surprised more artists don't do something like that.
I think that stuff like that's gonna catch on more. I've
Yeah.
been seeing more and more artists that are handwriting out lyric sheets, and selling those, so you can own a piece of a song that you really like,
Yeah.
and the artist that wrote it and performed it, you can have, like, I've always wanted that. One of these days, I'll get it somehow. I don't know, but one day I'm gonna get Jamie Johnson to write out the lyrics to In Color and sign it for me, and that's going to be in a big gold frame on my wall with special lighting around it, like the Mona Lisa or some shit. uh,
Sensors and
right. But I just think that more of these artists are looking to connect with their fans, and that's a good thing because we've kind of become more disconnected by these massive stadium shows and outrageous ticket prices that has put this separation between the fan and the performer. And I love these guys that are saying, no, hell with that. We're gonna circle back around and we're gonna make this about the fans.
absolutely.
So enough of my rant. Sorry. Also, fuck you, Ticketmaster and Live Nation, in case you didn't get that the first time around. Uh, I said what I said. Uh,
That's
that's
said.
that's going to harm us somewhere along the line. That's going to come back and bite us. And you know what? If somebody says, "Oh yeah, they really wanted to have this person on, but there was that one time you said this," I'd be like, you know what? Guess what? I don't feel bad. And in case you forgot, fuck Ticketmaster and Live Nation.
We said what we said. We stand behind it. Yeah, the people that are going to support stuff like that, like you said, probably won't have them on. So
Yeah, it is what it is.
it
But
is what it is.
back to the moral of the story, go listen to Willie Tate. Go check him out on all the socials.
Buy his merch.
He does not have a website, but he does have a merch site.
Yep.
And I think you can also buy his merch from his Spotify, if I remember correctly, as well.
Yep. Yep. There's a link on the Spotify. You can do it. And I think it's on
he has a
either
Square site
yeah.
that you can go to for merch too.
Yep. Yep. I think it's linked on his Instagram or YouTube, one of the two. So, but yeah, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, what's he
Tiki
got? Like
Takis.
Tiki Takis. Yep. That's where you found him. So yeah, make sure you guys are going on. Take a listen to this guy. He's been in Nashville for a little while. He's been around the game. I see nothing but rising up after this EP that he just dropped. And once he gets put in front of enough people to hear the sound and the uniqueness of his voice, it's only a matter of time before he's going to be right there. Probably
Yeah.
having his tickets being sold by Ticketmaster.
Right. Well, in the meantime, Willie, if you need us to go out on the boat and go fishing with you or whatever, that can only help you blow up too. So
It's true.
it definitely won't hurt. So give us a call. You know where to find us. All right. We're going to get out of here, you guys. Thank you for sticking around. If you go follow Willie, make sure you tell him Y'all Need Music sent me. And we will catch you next time on
Y'all Need Music Podcast, baby.
Later.
Out.